Such a Mr. P word,
What's that?
I like that one. I'm gonna petition to put that in the dictionary. Bizunch, more than a bunch.
Picked up a lot of neat stuff at the All County Fair this past week, and that's not one.
Oh no, you've been doing that one for years.
Yeah, I've been using it. It should be a word. It just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it? Sounds like one of those old Batman TV show sound effects.
It does, doesn't
You guys ever watch the old Batman on TV? Old reruns? Well, you watched it in here, yeah. Pow, zap, bam. Bizunch.
it? It should be. Let's redo Batman. They haven't done that yet, have they?
I don't think so. The last time I saw a new Batman movie was,
Gosh, it's
been like 2 weeks.
Adam West has been the only Batman, hasn't he?
That would be okay. We should come up with a different name for all the other guys.
Yeah.
Okay. The older I get, the more I appreciate the comic genius of the Batman series. Okay. Okay, on the lesson 3 things, that top section up there shows you all the individual eighth notes. If you broke them apart and didn't join them together, they can look like that. Okay, you'll see them at times written that way. The way we've got it on the board, of course, is joined together 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 in like the second section. Okay. We've got the quarter notes and the eighth notes, and that bottom exercise is almost the same thing we've done up there, except we would put repeats here and there. And there they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I'm going to skip past that. I don't think there's any new information there for you that you haven't already done. But let's look at the lesson 3 exercises, segment number 1.
I think it's all the way to 7.
Yeah. Everybody 1 to 7 says lesson 3 exercises at the top. And again, if you guys need some, if you don't have them with you, I've got the extra pages here. These resources that I've copied for you come from Tim Weimer. He used to live in Roanoke. He may still live in Roanoke. Tim published a big book of rhythm exercises, and in the book he gave you permission to copy them for classroom use. So anyway, enough about Tim. He's just a good guy and a nice guy, really nice guy. Lesson 3 exercises. We're going to read through segment 1 now. Segment 1 has everything in it we've done so far, but it also has half notes, okay? Now, when you're drumming, you do half notes. There are a couple different ways you can do them. The way they're written here is we strike on beat 1 and then do nothing on beat 2, and the measure's kind of laid out that way. Over beat 1, you have your note. Over beat 2, there's nothing immediately over top of it because beat 1 rings through beat 2. Now, if you're playing on a tom, especially a big tom-tom or a bass drum, you're going to hear that ring. If you're playing on a snare, it really doesn't continue to ring, but you still have to wait until the next note comes up, okay? So on the half notes, we strike on 1, wait on 2. Strike on 3, wait on 4, all right? So we're going to play number 1, and there are repeat dots at the end that we're going to acknowledge. We're going to use them. So those repeat dots will send you all the way back to measure number 1. Okay, so let's try this. I'm going to count it through with you.
Why don't you just go right ahead the first time and left hand? Or just use whichever one.
You know, I think we can. That's a good idea. It doesn't specify sticking on this. Let's go ahead and do that for now. We'll use all rights the first time, all lefts the second time. And then we'll talk a little bit about how to figure out which sticks to use. Okay? But for now, let's do that. Okay? Here we go, guys. Let's go at about the same pace we've been using. All right. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. how to figure out what stick to use. You're gonna get a lot of music, okay? A lot of times when we're learning this stuff at camp, we'll go through and tell you, hey, use these sticks here and that kind of stuff. Especially if you have a partner with you. If you're all playing a snare part, or if you're playing a bass drum part, or whatever it might be, we want to try to coordinate sticks. That's one of the things that we do in competition. Now, probably this fall, you'll all have your own unique part, okay? So how do you figure out which sticks to use? I'm so glad you asked. All right, we generally use a process called right lead drumming. I've talked about it in class before, so I'm sure you've heard of it. We just may not talk about it lately. With right lead drumming, you generally start to measure in the right hand and then alternate sticks, okay? That's a good rule of thumb to use. Doesn't fix every drum rhythm we're going to play. There are places where you don't want to do that. But if you're not sure what to do, generally start each measure in the right hand to make sure the next stroke is in the left. So if we're applying right lead drumming to line number 1, we will play right, left, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and right, left, right, 2, left, 4. Okay? And number 1's laid out pretty nicely for right lead drumming. As a matter of fact, I think most of the exercises on this page are. As you get further down the page, they get a little more complicated. So let's try number 1 using right lead drumming. That means we're going to start each measure in the right hand, and then the next stroke becomes the left hand. Okay? Here we go. 1, 2, alternating strokes is another way to put it. 1, 2, ready, go. Right, left, right, right, rest, repeat. 2, 3, 4, 2, and we're done. Awesome. Now, let's look at exercise number 2, okay? That doesn't have anything there we haven't played yet today, but it does have it in slightly different combinations. I want you to scan through it, see if you can figure out how you think you're going to play it and count it. And they do have the counts written in underneath the exercise, which is another great thing about the book here. Okay, we are going to repeat it. And let's try using right lead drumming on this one, okay? I'm going to give you a second to look that over. We're just going to kind of see how you take to it before I do anything else with it, okay? Okay, let's give this a shot. Haven't taught you anything on it. We're going to let you kind of flounder through this on your own and see what happens. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready and go. And that's okay. We get in the habit of moving the sticks. One of the hardest things to do for drums, I think, is don't move sticks. Okay? I think it's really tough because you got these drums. Like right now, I want to hit something. Okay? And he just okay. Oh yeah.
Remember, I tried to hit you last week too. So.
Did you?
Yeah. You said the same thing. You got a stick in your hand. You want to hit something.
Oh, that's right. I said that.
You did.
All right. So let's do number 2 again. This time, watch out for the half note at the end. Try to avoid hitting on beat 4. Hit on 3, let it ring on 4. Let's use right lead drumming, and let's read that second exercise down again. You guys read very well. You did very well, very nice. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and ready and go. Great. Yeah, and I won't repeat that. I will go on. But thank you for being ready. Hey, nice reading, guys. Good job. Now, I'd like to ask you to do that one more time, but this time I want you to change the volume level. Okay? I want to play louder. Now, these drums are all made to take a fair amount of punishment. The purpose in a drum head is to spend its life getting hit. Okay? If you can imagine, man, they're pretty hit people in this drum head. Okay, but these things are pretty tough. Okay? They do wear out over time, and sometimes we have to replace them, but I don't think that's gonna happen today. So let's go ahead and be kind of mean with them. We do not have to be nice to the drum.
Okay. Yeah, Rose. Rose has to be nice.
Rose might be good. Rose has to be nice. All right, ready? Here we go. Let's play pretty loud. We're gonna do the very same thing. Right lead drumming. We're just gonna play it strong this time. Okay? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ready and go. Yeah. 4. 4. Now, and I won't repeat. We only do the repeat dots once, so you're fine. But thank you for being ready. Okay, now can anybody tell me? I mean, that volume was great, guys. That was nice. That's the best we've done yet. Can anybody tell me one thing that was not so nice? Tempo. What happened?
They kind of got faster.
Yeah, we started to speed up the second time through. First time, you guys were rock solid. About the second measure, the second time through, we were feeling pretty comfy, and we just started kind of kicking it out. And that's something you have to be careful about. The more comfortable you get with your drum part, you're going to play faster. Okay, it's not going to feel like you're working as hard. You think I got to go work as hard as when I first learned it. There you go. There you go. Nice.
But on the right side, they all sped up together.
That's true. You were together.
Staying together. We were with that.
Hey, Tom, would you mind? Could you take 33 exercise? Well, just kind of on down that page.
On down that page.
Uh-huh. And
I guess I can
see what you can do with that.
Yeah.
And I will be right back if you don't mind.
Right back. You said that last week too.
I know.
Like 10 minutes you were gone.
That may not happen.
Check the timer.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to take this too.
Thanks for me telling them I'm busy.
Hello?
All right, so let's look at number 3. Number 3. Take a look at it. That's weird. How are we going to play that one?
Well, that's your question.
What?
That's your question.
Let's look at. That's not a good question. Great question. What hand will we start on?
Right.
Right. And then which one?
Left.
Left. And then which one?
Right.
Right. And then which one?
Left.
And then which one?
Right.
Yeah, you get the idea? All right, let's try. Let's just give that a try. I will give you your tempo. We're going to, we'll take the repeat just so we get used to doing that. So we will take the repeat back to the beginning. 1, 2, right hand lead, and 1 and 2, and ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Repeat. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Go. Not bad. What happened to volume though?
You got lower.
We're like, this is new. I'm scared. If I play it, it'll mess up and it'll be loud. Rose,
What?
if you mess up, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do if you mess up, Rose?
You just keep playing.
You just keep playing. Yeah.
Like, stop. I did that. I stopped a couple times during this session.
Unacceptable. No, that's okay. It happens. All right, so let's do it again. Number 3. Let's put that volume back onto it. Just a few habits, okay? Don't be afraid. You're not going to hurt the drums. Yes. Rock concert movement number 1. Basic head bob. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yes. I love Blue Ranger. Yes. All right, here we go. Number 3 again. Right hand lead. Put that volume back into it. And 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1 Not bad. Not bad. What should we be doing?
Counting.
Let me finish the question, Rose.
Sorry.
Gosh. You can do it in your noodle or what?
Your mouth.
Out loud, yeah?
Your mouth.
What do we want to count?
Go numbers.
The numbers. Yeah? What do we want to count? Whole notes?
Yes.
What do we want? You want to count whole notes?
No.
You want to count half notes?
1, 2, 3.
You count quarter notes? Colton, what should we count? We did it last week.
I almost forgot.
You forgot?
Quarter notes.
Addie, did you forget? What should we count?
Quarter notes. I wasn't here last week. I mean, I came in after y'all were done.
What is our smallest subdivision we have? Remember subdivide? My favorite word? Was it subdivision? Yeah. That's our secret word. We gotta scream every time somebody says it. Ready? Subdivision. Thank you, Rose. Okay, we're playing quarter notes and we're playing eighth notes. What's going to help us stay in tempo? Counting what? Counting quarter notes or counting eighth notes? Eighth notes, right? So we'll be playing along and we count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
So it's just eighth notes.
Yeah.
Divided up.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're just counting in eighth notes, and that's going to help us stay together. All right? It's going to be wonderfuler this time.
Wonderful is like a word.
Yes, it is.
It's wonderful, the wonderful word.
Listen, if you can make up words like bizunch, I can make up a word like wonderfuler.
Is raunchy a word?
What?
Raunchy?
Raunchy?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, raunchy. Why are you calling me raunchy?
Raunchy.
Rude.
I'm just saying.
Rude.
Yeah, and this is actually
All right.
Not
really
raunchy.
because the quilt.
Count it. In your noodle or out loud, I don't care either way. Number 3, with repeat. 1, 3, and 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Whoa. Will we read number 3? We all have the same 3? Did y'all change 3s?
No, I'm on 3.
Yeah, while I was talking to y'all back there, I'm going to change, I want to do this one for 3 instead. Okay? So remember, just count in eighth notes, but you got to play what's on the page. Okay? Play what's on the page. Here we go. Again, number 3. 1 and 3. 1 and 2 and ready and go. And 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 1. Yeah, good. Does that help? Counting in the noodle? Were you counting your noodle, Colton? Yes? Were you counting your noodle, Addie? What do you mean no? You gotta count. You gotta count. Rose, were you counting in your
It's
noodles?
kind of loud.
Counting out loud?
Trying to
Okay.
keep it in my head.
We, okay. Addie, were you at least listening to Rose count? Yeah? Okay.
Trying.
That is acceptable also.
She's not
We're like in this practice.
It's gonna be
What?
this motion.
No.
A rock right
So she
here.
No. You can be a rocker once we're done. 10 more minutes and you can be a rocker. Can you wait 10
No, 2
minutes?
more minutes, I gotta go get ready for work.
Oh.
And then I gotta go to work.
Boo.
Don't those tom-toms feel good as well?
Sure. Yeah, better, it's better to play like this.
Yeah, okay. All right. Hey, guys, can you try number 3 for me again faster?
Yeah.
See, now we get to panic and play faster. Ready? About right here?
That's okay.
Okay. Here we are. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
Not gonna lie, I messed up.
Now, the
That's okay.
second time through, we definitely nailed the half-third part. First time through, not quite as much. Can we try it at that same tempo? Same tempo. Do all the things he was telling you to do at the slower tempo. We're just doing it in a little bit of a faster thought process, okay? And let's do that again.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and ready and go. 1
stuff with you just in this 8 minutes, okay? Can we read line 1, 2, and 3, no repeats? But when you get to the end of line 1, go straight to line 2, then go straight to line 3 like you're reading lines in a book. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
Can
Now,
we
let's
do it?
You can do it!
You can do it.
Let's do it right about here. Okay? We're just going to read straight down the page to the end of exercise 3, no repeat dots at all. One line after another. Here we go. 1, 2, and 1, 2, ready, go. 2,
Next line. Next line.
Cool, not bad reading, guys. Now, I want to make it a little tougher. I just want to, again, work the old noodle out, more or less, like a turkey. Okay.
I made him say noodle.
I like noodles.
Noodles are good.
I like ramen. I can't do noodles. Okay. Everybody, please read line 1 again. Okay? Now, you're going to get some individual signs. When you get to the end of line 1, repeat it. And repeat it again. We're going to do it 3 times. You guys move on to line 2. When you get to the end of line 2, repeat line 2. You go on to line 3. So you're the only one that does all 3 lines. You do the first 2, but then repeat the second one. Addison does the first one and repeats it every time. Okay? So we're all going to be together, then we're going to split off, and then we're going to split again. So by the end of it, all 3 of you are playing different lines. Okay? So I have to keep your head in your line, regardless of what you hear other guys doing. And you're going to do it by the count. You're going to do it by the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Good luck to you, folks. Okay? This is like the boss level of drumming today. All right? It's the right boss level. You beat the boss, you go to another level. If not, you have to go and start again next week. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, I'm 1. 1, 2, ready, go. You did.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Not
not
bad.
bad, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Now, that's just kind of a little bit of an exercise to get you from listening to everybody. And that's basically how we play in 6th and 7th grade, right? We all play the same part. Just a little bit now in 7th grade and definitely advanced band, we're starting to split out the parts. And you guys are going to be very independent come fall. We're eventually going to get you to the point where you're all doing something different. And keeping your head in your own counts is going to be a big part of it. Now, if we were getting this ready for a performance, if that were part of your halftime show stuff, we would work on probably teaching you those parts individually and then showing you how they would fit together as a group, okay? It wouldn't be quite on the same ground as this exercise was. But that's kind of getting your thought process there a little bit, okay? Guys, a couple of things for you, just to make sure I don't go over here. Next week, we won't meet at spring break. Enjoy your break. I'm going to enjoy my break, okay? We'll meet again on the Monday after spring break, okay? But we won't meet next Monday. And I'll probably send you a reminder email out later this week that says, hey, don't forget, no practice this coming Monday. It'll be the Monday after spring break, okay? And I think Miss Juliet will be back with us then. If you want, you can read any of these exercises on page, or lesson 3, okay? You've got page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 exercises, And then you've got the page 8, 9, 10, 11 exercises that has some rests in it, okay? And that's why it goes different from 8 to 11. There are weeks where you don't play. Again, not playing is, I think, kind of tough on games. But if you want to, you can look at that. You can also back up and look at page 2 and page 1, or lesson 2 and lesson 1 exercises. Those have a lot more half notes and whole notes in it. We are going to go over those because depending on what part you're playing this fall, you may have some of that kind of stuff in it. A concert bass drum can easily play a whole note off one stroke. Snare drum can play a whole note if you're rolling. Okay, there are different ways to sustain that pitch. We're going to have some cymbal parts in the fall, and maybe some other cool things out there. I'm not quite sure exactly what yet. Maybe with Tom and I talk about some flexitone stuff and some different things, which are some more exotic instruments you don't get to use as much. Probably gonna have some ratchet stuff there, which is another, you guys get to play a lot of cool, I call them percussion toys. They're real instruments, but I think toys sound more fun.
Everybody calls them toys.
Oh, do they? Okay, all right, they're percussion toys. So we will go back and do the lesson 1 and the lesson 2 exercises because we need to get used to reading some of those rhythms as well. What I want to do, just on the Mondays, the few Mondays we have left, there aren't a lot of Mondays left. But I want to get you guys used to playing together. I want to fill your heads with as much rhythm as we can before we get to fall so that you guys just feel really comfortable with what we're doing, okay? I'm also figuring out how best to use you for the fall, okay? I know Rose is already going to be covering the bass parts. That much I know, but we're going to figure out how to plug you guys into it and kind of what instruments we're going to be using and how we're going to write our percussions because we're writing our own stuff, okay? And we'll get that based off what I hear you doing here and figure out what parts seem to fit you guys best. Everybody plays a different position. We're going to figure out how to fill out the team. Do you guys have any questions for me or for Tom at all? Okay, and I know Rose knows this, and I think Addison's seen Tom around a little bit, but Tom tends to help us around in a lot of different capacities. He's my go-to guy for band camp for percussion. It looks like that's probably going to work out okay for us again this year, we hope. So you're going to see a lot of Tom around. I appreciate him stopping by on his free time to help us out here. I love to play drums, but Tom's an actual drummer, and he's done a lot more from the playing perspective on this than I have, a lot more from the teaching perspective on this than I have. So he's a valuable resource for us to have, so appreciate him coming by. And he needs a cape. He should be a superhero.
No capes.
We could call you Major Tom.
Only if I get to call you ground control.
I'll take that. All right. That's an old 70s joke. If you understood it, I'm so proud. Did you understand it? Didn't that made it a little bit. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. If there's anything you brought that's your personal stuff, make sure you take it with you. The binders are yours. Okay, they're completely yours to hang on to. And appreciate Tom bringing by some plastic sheets for you guys.
Go ahead and start putting those sheets in your sheet protectors so we don't lose them.
I shall,
They
but I
don't
can.
go run away.
This will be at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
10
And you work
o'clock, I
at
better
McDonald's,
see.
right? Is
Yeah.
that what you, yeah, okay. I thought that's what you
No, I told Tom that I took today off, but I didn't end up getting down.
I don't want to get the keys off of your backpack.
Oh, you recording?
Yes. You don't want to stop?
Yeah.
I'm going to come around and say hi.
Hi. Did you get the keys?
Yes,
Okay.
I got the keys.
I didn't-
They're right here.
Didn't know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to record an outro with the noisy motorcycle in the background. But, just to say, it's what, 4 hours after we got here and we're just now leaving.
Yeah.
And I worked with my kids for an hour, you worked with yours for 2. So that leaves 2 hours that we just kind of hung around and chit-chatted. But that's happening. Am I driving?
Yeah.
Oh, apparently I'm driving, so I won't be recording too much more. But, success. Did you have success today, hon?
Yep, I think so.
You did? So I think we did too. So, good deal. We'll see you next time.